Let's focus now. The United States is just over 2 months away from finding out who its next president will be. In the critical phase of election campaigning, Democratic presidential nominee Kamala Harris was joined by incumbent President Joe Biden at a rally in Pennsylvania.
Trump, for 4 years, promised every month infrastructure week. For 4 years he promised that. He didn't build a damn thing. Nothing. I mean, not nothing. Let me just say, it means so much to be with a true friend, the Vice President and the next great President of the United States of America, Kamala Harris.
U.S. Steel is an historic American company, and it is vital for our nation to maintain strong American steel companies, and I couldn't agree more with President Biden. U.S. Steel should remain American-owned and American-operated. And I will always have the back of America's steelworkers. And we know this is going to be a tight race to the very end. It's going to be a tight race to the very end. So let's not pay too much attention to those polls, because as unions and labor knows best, we know what it's like to be the underdog, and we are the underdog in this race.
On Monday, which also marked Labor Day celebrations in the United States, the duo addressed hundreds of working-class voters in the battleground state. This is the first time that Joe Biden has made an appearance at a campaign pit stop since he stepped aside from a re-election race and made way for Harris as his successor. Since officially becoming presidential candidate for the Blue Camp, Harris has intensified her election rallies. In a short while from now, the vice president will be commencing her reproductive rights bus tour, which begins in political rival Donald Trump's hometown in Palm Beach, Florida. Harris is expected to make a pit stop in 50 locations over the next 2 months as she addresses the debate around reproductive rights in America. Abortion became a key issue on the ballot following protests in 2022 after the U.S. Supreme Court overturned the ruling on Roe v. Wade that upheld abortion rights for almost 50 years. And to get us the latest, our correspondent Susan Teran is joining us live from New York. Susan, good to see you. What is the latest you can tell us?
Yeah, as you mentioned, this is the reproductive tour of the Harris-Walsh campaign, and abortion has been really a key point for the Democrats after immigration and economy. It's the third most important for voters. And since the Democrats really at this point with President Biden's administration don't have the best record when it comes to the economy and immigration, notably security at the southern border, then abortion becomes a key issue. When we see the gender gap, supporters for Harris and Donald Trump, predominantly women support Harris, according to polls, and she is marginally higher in polls than the former president when it comes to the issue of reproductive rights. She's generally higher nationwide as well, but not as high as Hillary Clinton was back in 2016. So that's a cause for concern for them. I do want to say the focus of this tour is also, quote, directly holding Donald Trump accountable for the devastating impact of overturning Roe v. Wade, including threatening access to IVF. Now, they're going to talk about IVF, but the problem with that is Donald Trump came out recently and said that he hopes, if president, to make IVF accessible for all Americans under a federal law and for insurance companies to pay for them. So that's something that the Trump campaign is trying to move towards the middle. And despite this, the Harris campaign is going to be targeting the former president's camp regarding this. So it'll be interesting to watch.
Absolutely. Thank you so much for all those updates, Susan. For all the latest news, download the WION app and subscribe to our YouTube channel.